So hello 8th grade, this is lesson 10-4, Radical Equations. This is page 642 in your book. It'd be great to go there right now. So first step, what is a radical equation? Definition in your book says contains variables in the radicand or under the radical sign. And the one your book uses in the definition is this: h equals 1.34 square root of L as a cursive. So it's a radical equation if you have the variable underneath the radical sign or in the radicand. So in this equation, this is about hull speed of a sailboat, because that's something we do a lot, is think about sailboats. So in this one, they say that the hull speed is 9, and we're supposed to figure out, if the hull speed is 9, what is the length of the boat? So to do this, what you need to do is you need to get the variable all by itself on one side and everything else on the other. So we're going to want to get this over to the other side. So that seems like we're going to divide each side by 1.34. So this goes away. And my handy calculator tells me, as yours is, because I'm sure your fingers are flying over it, that should be 6.72 equals the square root of L. Alright, now to figure out what L is, it'd be nice if you could get rid of the radical sign. Well, best thing to do is to square both sides, because the square of a square root is just L. So the square root of L times the square root of L would be the square root of L times L, which is L. So now all I have to do to figure out L is do 6.72 and then square that, which will give us 45.2. And, oh, they went to the hundredths place. They did 0.16. Yeah, same thing. So there you go. That's the basic idea. But now we've reached the part of math where you might get an answer that's not really an answer. Your book calls these extraneous solutions. So let's see what works on this. I've got everything, I've got everything else outside the radicand away. So I can square both sides, which that tells me this side is going to be k plus 1. Because if I square a square root, it's going to be just whatever's underneath the radicand there. Or in the radicand, underneath the radical sign. I'll get that right yet. This side, when you square it, you pretty much should know how to do this by now. K squared minus 2k plus 1. Right? I hope that's right. And from now, you can start simplifying things. Let's see. Maybe I should solve it and get a 0 on one side. So let's see. Minus 1, that would be cancel that out. Minus k, it looks like I'm going to get 0 equals k squared minus k. So I subtracted a k from both sides, subtracted 1 from both sides. All I have left is k squared minus k. I think I can factor that out. Oh, maybe I did something wrong there. That's wrong. That would be a 3k, wouldn't it? Because I subtracted a k, subtracted a k. Oops. Well, anyway, let's keep going. So now I can factor out k times k minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to get k equals 0 and k equals 3. Right? Now, this is where one of these solutions is not right. I'm going to put them both back into the original equation. So let's see, if I put a 3 in here, 3 plus 1 is 4. The square root of that would be 2. So I'm going to put that over here, 2. And on the other side, I'm not doing the square part yet because we already know it. We go back to the k minus 1. And this would be 3 minus 1. 2. 2 equals 2. That one must be right. So This one, okay. Now the other side, we put 0 in. 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, so that side is going to be 1. Over here, 0 minus 1, I'm going to get negative 1. 1 does not equal negative 1, so this one, not a solution. Alright, here's an example then from page 644. This is number 19. I have to get this by itself, so I have a couple things I need to get rid of. I'm going to move the 4 first because I know that that'll make this a 10, which I can divide by 5, right? Subtract the 4, divide by 5. That has to happen first. So I should have square root of a minus 3 equals 2. A minus 3 equals the square root. Oh, sorry. Got to square both sides. 4. So a should equal 7. And if you take it back to the top, 7 minus 3 is 4. Square root of that is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. It works! And this is about as hard as it gets. Number 23. So we have this mess over here, which doesn't bother me too much yet because I know I'm going to end up just taking what's under here after I square the other side. Now, so we're going to end up with something like this. X squared plus 9x plus 15 equals, and let's see, if I square this, I'm going to have x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now I can simplify, and I can see that I'm going to end up with these getting canceling each other out. Subtract from each side. Subtract 15. Subtract 15 from each side. I think I'm going to get 10. And since I have the 10 over there, I guess I should subtract 10x. 10x. Negative x equals 10. X equals negative 10. Now, I should go back and see if that works. So, negative 10 times negative 10, that'd be 100. Oop, not writing very well. Minus 90. 9 times negative 10 plus 15. So 10, so that'd be 5. So I did 100 minus 90 is 10. 10 plus 15 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. All right. On the other side, I just had x plus 5. Negative 10, that would be negative 10 plus 5. That's negative 5. So my thing is telling me 5 equals negative 5. And that's the only answer I got was the x equals negative 10. So if you get something like this, then no solution. Did that one kind of fast. I hope you caught all the steps and things that I did. One thing you're probably going to think, wow, why can't we do this every day, is because that's it. That's the whole thing. That's everything there is. You're going to end up doing 644 to 645, numbers 8 to 30 even. And that's it. And you probably have a lot of time left in class, assuming everything's going well. There you go.